Where do results come from? They come from someplace. People are creating incredible results every single day. And my question for you is, how do you create incredible, amazing, fantastic results? I think you're going to love today's show.
Cowboy.
Welcome to a daily dose of greatness quest with your host, Trevor Crane, my daddy. He is going to help you take your life and business to the next level.
Here I come to save the day.
Trevor Crane here, 11-time #1 best-selling author and the founder of Epic Author Publishing, coming to you live every day so you can plug in every day to build your ideal business so you can live your ideal life.
If my daddy can do it, then anybody can do it because he's a weirdo.
You're supposed to make me sound cool.
All right, I'm recording this about 4 a.m. I'm pushing my stroller around my neighborhood with my little baby inside the stroller, who got up this morning at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and decided, I'm not going to sleep. He's not teething. He's not pooping himself. He's just awake and didn't want to go back to sleep. So I am up, pushing my baby around the neighborhood, thinking about how I can best help you today with creating results maybe you've never created before. And I'm thinking about the results that I've created in my life, and I heard this a long time ago, that results come from one of two places. Definitely, in order to create some cool results, you got to take some action. That's pretty obvious. It's not really one of the two places. That is just, like, you can think about stuff, you can talk about stuff, but until you actually put one foot in front of the other and get out of bed at 4 a.m. to push your baby around, or whatever it is, to get out of bed and go to the gym, to step up and turn that video camera on yourself and take a selfie video and talk about what it is that you're passionate about, until you take that action, nothing happens. But you do get some choices. Like, you can go ahead and try to beat the jungle down with your own machete and carve your own path. And it's kind of exciting to do so sometimes. I've always loved to explore, and the adventurous soul can like that a lot. Like, hey, let's go check this out. This looks like territory that's never been discovered before. But the truth is that there is a path through the jungle. Even when Alice landed in, hold on, that's Alice in Wonderland. What was the other? Dorothy. Even when Dorothy landed in Oz, in The Wizard of Oz, and she wanted to go home, she landed there and she said, hey, how do I get to home? You know, my house got carried away. I come from a place called Kansas. And the little people talked to Dorothy and said, you know what, there's this great and powerful Oz, and if you go check him out, he could probably help you. And there's a big jungle between here and there, so what we suggest is that you stay on the path, is that there's a yellow brick road. Like, we carved a path to go ahead and help you get to this final destination that you want to go to. And be careful, because if you stray off the path, you'll get lost. Remember, there was lions and tigers and bears, oh my, in the woods. And if you stray off the path, you might get carried away by flying monkeys or the evil witch, or fall asleep in a field of poppies, if you guys remember the story. It's one that my grandmother loved when I was growing up. And I think she had me, the first time I watched it was in black and white before they made it Technicolor. But the thing is that you can create amazing results, but you've got a couple of choices. You can either create results by taking action and just making mistake after mistake after mistake, or you can follow a proven path by choosing a mentor. In the case of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, the little people were the ones that pointed the way. Oftentimes I use that analogy when I'm speaking with my clients, because I believe that the real power in someone's results is not me telling them what to go do, or me I'm not the hero of this story. I am the guide. I am the little people. I'm just pointing the path. I know there's a golden path. I've been down it. I've helped a lot of my clients create amazing results. So I just try to outline the path for you or for them as their mentor. And as I go to seek new results, new things I want in my life, I try to find the next level mentor who's already been there. And that just saves me so much time. And I remember the first time I went to a Tony Robbins event. You may have heard me tell this story before. When I went to the first event with Tony Robbins, my plan was to get my money back. I had already consumed some of Tony's tapes and CDs, and so I thought, man, the program that I was going to was called Unleash the Power Within. It was a 4-day event, and I thought, I've already listened to the CD set on this, man. Why would it be any different? I'll tell you what, I wanted to see this guy before he dies. Yeah, that was my my thought process at the time. I'm like, I'll see who this guy is, and then after 2 days of the event, he promises a money-back guarantee. I didn't have a lot of money. I had popped some. The cost of the ticket was $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it was, just over $1,000. And I got some kind of deal. It was buy two, get one free. And I decided to bring my sisters to the event. I was living in Florida at the time, and we'd never been to New York City. And so I said, hey, my treat. I'll bring you out to I think I made them pay for their tickets because I didn't have that kind of fly cash that could have flown them out. But I said, if you want to come out, we can hang out. We'll go to this Tony Robbins event together, and then we'll quit halfway through the event because I'm sure it's not going to be that awesome. And we'll get our money back, and then I'll have a grand that we can spend in New York City, and we'll do some cool stuff. And that was my plan. And after 2 days at the event, I couldn't stop. I was truly blown away. I truly felt like someone was talking to me at a soul level for one of the first times, and that somebody should have been giving me this information my entire life. And I was like, why didn't somebody tell me these truths? That I get to make some choices for myself, that I don't have to live the way that I've been living. And so I went ahead and I decided to stay the next 2 days at his event. And then he gave me the chance, and he said, hey, Trevor, if you had a choice, and like he was only talking to me, there's 1,000 people in the room, but he said, Trevor, if you had a choice to keep working with me for the next year or two, would you join me? Do you think you've gotten some value out of this weekend? And man, I was blown away. My voice was so hoarse from yelling and screaming, and my legs were so sore from jumping up and down at his damn event. Never something that I thought that I would do. I was like, man, you've got me. You got me. He's like, would it matter what it cost? And he goes, if money wasn't an object, would you do it? And I was like, yes, I raised my hand. And money was an object, I'll tell you. I didn't have but $17 left on my credit card. And he offered me a $10,000 package to go to some of his events over the next couple of years. And I found a way. First of all, I had to make the decision. I raised my hand when he asked me the question because I knew I needed a mentor. And I chose to work with him. That's another story about how I came up with the 10 grand in a short period of time. Because I truly couldn't make a deposit. Not even like I said, I told them, I told the people at the desk that were taking my credit card, they're like, well, would you like to put down a $2,000 deposit? And I'm like, dude, I don't know if you understood. Like, I got $17 left on that credit card right there, and that's it. Like, I don't charge anything on it because I still need to be able to buy a sandwich. And they gave me a baseball cap. A Tony Robbins baseball cap was one of the bonuses I got that day for signing up on the spot. I think they actually made a mistake. They weren't supposed to give me the hat unless I had put down the deposit, but they gave me one anyway. I still have it to this day. One of my favorite hats, by the way. But here's the thing. Over the next decade, it didn't happen overnight. Over the next decade, I made several shifts in my business. I made several shifts in my personal life. I went through more than one love lost. But I ended up changing everything because I started working with not just Tony, but a series of mentors that helped guide me. My business started blowing up. I shifted businesses several times. And each new business that I got into, fortunately, I found a new mentor who was able to help me and guide me to the next level. And I created faster and faster results. Instead of constantly being out there trying to do it all myself, and trying to beat my way through the jungle all by myself, I had to swallow my pride, swallow a little bit of this freaking crazy ego that we have, and then basically just be coachable. It's happened every time in my life when I found a new phenomenal mentor. Now, there's a whole nother thing about how to pick the right mentor. In fact, I'll probably do another podcast episode about that, so I'll give you my 2 cents about how to find a mentor. But let me wrap today up. I know it's probably 4 o'clock in the morning for you, but I want to be concise here. So my challenge for you today is to just look in your life and say, okay, where do I need to improve? And then whatever that area is, if it's personal or if it's professional, like find somebody, a mentor that can help and lead you. And I highly suggest that you hire them. There's a big difference between like reading the book and watching a video and then like hiring somebody and giving them some of your money and your time and your energy. And like typically, dude, when you pay attention. And when you get something for free, you know, it is not serving you or someone else, because typically we just don't, for some reason, we just don't value it the same as when we have to go through blood, pain, tears, and suffering to make it happen. Like that day Tony Robbins didn't say, Trevor, you don't only have $17. Don't worry about it. You don't have to pay me any money. I will just give it to you. That's not what happened. I had to come up with 10 grand. I couldn't participate. I couldn't play with all the other kids. So that's my challenge for you today. Find a mentor. Pick an area of your life that you need one. If you don't have to find a mentor today, but like start looking for one now. And if you want to reach out to me and work with me personally in any capacity, and typically I help people with their book. That was what I've been focused on a lot with my new publishing company called Epic Author Publishing. And I really help people that are service professionals, business owners, doctors, financial advisors, you know, turn their book into their most powerful marketing tool, because for the last 15 years, I've been a business consultant helping people win in business. And typically I've just been that mentor that said, hey, I've already made some of those mistakes, or I've seen some of my clients make these mistakes. Like, stop, whoa, don't do that. That one will suck. Instead, why don't you come over here? Why don't you do this? And then I'm able to also share the results that I've either gotten in my life or that I've had some of my clients get. And then I implement those same systems and strategies with my other clients. And anyway, that's it. I will create another, perhaps tomorrow's episode will be about how to pick the right mentor. I think I'll do that so that I can help you out with that, because I think that there's a real challenge with that. Oftentimes people hire the wrong person. But anyway, that's where results come from, in my opinion. Either mistakes or mentors, and you get to choose. I'll see you tomorrow.
To get even more awesomeness, which means all my best stuff, download my app by texting Trevor to 36260. It will show up right on your cell phone. Just text message the word Trevor to 36260. Talk to you soon.